Good evening, ladies and gents. My name is Chatters. Welcome back to some more stories apart from Destinies. I'm like no longer ill, which is amazing.
The clouds parted over the Isles of Boreas. It was time to choose. The rebellion was in trouble. Ravens were scouting for the secret rebel base. They needed a game changer. Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Bernardo knew that using it could go catastrophically wrong. But he was sure he could figure out how to use it safely. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Iblis stone was hidden there. It was a dangerous artifact. It could corrupt its user into a bloodthirsty monster. Maybe he could find a way to use it. To take its power without surrendering to its wickedness. And also, his old friend Lapino needed rescuing. Of course, Renato had a pretty strong suspicion that Lapino had betrayed the rebellion. But could Renato really leave an old friend to the Ravens?
So, I can't actually remember what happened. Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah, I forgot. So I found the gem, found the core, met the scientist, and then I chose to go and meditate. And then I died. so yes, that was it. I still need to do something with the Zenobia. Like, this is literally the only truth I yet haven't found. And it's rather annoying. Because obviously I've got these.
Lapino. Apparently, the Mad Rabbit had sold a Pegasus that he did not exactly own. Lapino always wiggled out of trouble, given time. But he was out of time. Lapino's frantic message said that the Ravens were going to kill him for being a rebel spy. And that he had a clever plan. If the fleet reached him first, they'd string him up for that. Never mind the winged horse. Or so Lapino had told him over the far speaker anyway.
Excuse me. So, yeah, I haven't done this.
Lapino had apparently managed to confuse the judge by arguing that he hadn't actually stolen a winged horse. He'd only sold it. But, wait. Where was the prison? The village was empty. Had everybody fled the Ravens?
Oh my god, literally forgotten. Okay, never mind. I'm just being a dweeb as per usual, saying that apparently I don't know how to play the game when I do. I'm just being an odd. Oh, come on.
You rushed. Oh.
Oh my god.
That was odd. Renato had been here, at this exact place, at this exact time. But this time, there were so many more Ravens. Hey! Hey, a workbench! He could try out his new bling.
So to increase the chance of rare loot by 1%. New... Yeah, no thanks. God, I have not been this route in what seems forever. Yeah, I don't really know. Oops. Did somebody say some more? Alright, anyway. Let's go find the bunny, Lapino. Who we all know is definitely a traitor. But, you know, the story states otherwise. Okay, now I'm just going off into random. Ah, what is that?
Renato thought of the Iblis stone and shivered. He had no business messing with ancient, cruel artifacts. What he needed was his friends around him. Clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose.
Wow. Yeah, I did not expect that to basically shit me up. I totally forgot that those things were actually a thing in this game. So, anyway, I need to stop messing around. Come on. Oh. Thank you. Yeah. Chest. Glorious chests. Yeah, I don't even know like what way I'm going anymore. I'm literally just going around the random path. Oh my god. Well, that would have been nice to know around,
Two
like,
eyes good.
you know,
One eye, dead.
you know, that literally would have been nice to know around a few moments ago. Oh my god, am I literally just going back on myself? Wow, okay. I literally think I am just going back on myself. Brilliant. I don't like understand this like perfect stroke thing. Unless I've like got to aim. I don't really know, but okay, sweet.
Why
More
would
chests.
anyone put his slinky collection in
Hey.
a strongbox, thought Renato. Any magic slinkies? Oh, there was something else.
Okay, sweet. Well, it's like my random venturing worked out. Apart from me almost dying, of course, but you know, it's just one of them things.
How could you convince a firewall you're its friend?
By stabbing it with the exact same sword. There's a lever. Or a lever is somehow people say. Oh god. Oh my god. Is it really? Really, game? Sweet. Wow, okay. Oh my god.
This stone
Okay.
was incredibly valuable. Renato could sense it. Also, it still had its price tag.
Right. Anyway. Ooh. Gems. Gemmy gems. Ooh, +4 energy. Attack speed. Attack speed by 10%. Ah. Damn you, game. Yeah, why not? There we go. That's bloody hell. That is literally a hell of a lot more quicker. Oh look, I apparently have 1 skill point. Ugh. Do. Okay.
Haven't you always wanted to do that?
No. Ooh. Open. Yeah, sure. Yeah. And I'm assuming I can't get down there, and the only way down is literally to physically throw myself down a well. Which is what I shall do in just a moment. Whee! Oh, well, that was really delayed. Help me, I'm down a well. I don't know where I literally have no idea where I'm going in this game. It's just a matter of like coincidence. Oh my god. Oh, really? There we go.
Ravens were landing everywhere. The advance guard.
Yeah.
You better get moving. If they got to Lupino first, they'd eat him for breakfast. Or a snack. Ravens weren't picky. If they got hungry, they sometimes forgot to interrogate their prisoners. Even top spies like Lupino.
Well, unless he really was a traitor, obviously. Then they'd probably pin a medal on his chest.
Yep. Yes, they would. Oh my god. Literally know the name of this.
What's there?
Ooh. Hello, there's a scroll. Dear Zenobia. Oh, you joined the academy. New friends must already be flocking about you, no doubt. Him fellas thinks the same. I have much to dedicate my special hobby of collaborating with Professor Calaveras and his team of experts to investigate the nature of the island. My gut is telling me to think that the islands are alive. I think they're well on their own. Do you hear me, daughter? Our worlds are more than just collecting masses of rock and water. Professor Calaveras. His boys have made measurements. The islands are drifting, surrounded by endless sky. It is difficult to notice, but careful measurements of the wind over long periods of time. Ow. There's certain the islands are moving westward, but where to? It may take centuries, millennia to reach the destination. I have a strange idea. What if the islands are some sort of herd, and they are deliberately searching for another herd of islands? Can you imagine new islands with their own inhabitants? Thought of that. We may not be alone. If only I could live long enough to witness the event. With love, Father. Oh dear. Chest.
His sword food teacher used to say power gems were cheating. Stupid old fart.
Yeah, I literally know what I'm gonna call this title. Oh crap. Well, that could have gone better than expected. Cool. Fun. Oh, bit of frame droppage. Love it. Hello, old friend.
Dirty and bloody, Renato finally reached Lupino. The rabbit was practicing his shuffle. Renato recognized the cards. It was Lupino's favorite deck. Oh, I thought you were in danger. I am. The ravens are coming. Oh, the prison thing. Right, yeah, we see this guard owed me 53 ducats, so we made a deal. They're very reasonable people, actually, for weasels. Now, I got a brilliant plan to kidnap Zenobia.
We capture Zenobia, we find out what she knows, and that's the whole war right there. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Capture the Emperor's greatest general, who also happened to be a deadly sorcerer and, oh, his only daughter? That would be worth it. On the other hand, he could still get to the core of the Sky Ripper, even if he couldn't get the whole thing. It must have great power.
Yeah, why not?
To make the Sky Ripper, the Transcendent Emperor had wrapped an armature around the eye of a god. Bernardo had already let that armature slip away to save Lapino's life. But even its core, the eye torn from a god, surely they could fashion a great weapon from that.
The core of the Sky Ripper? Lapino's excited. That's an actual thing that we could just go and get. You've been busy.
He sure had. Renato told him all the things he'd been up to. Soon they got to talking about old times, about wages they'd won and lost, and scrapes they'd barely got out of. It was good to be back with his friend. True, the core was capable of terrible, uncontrollable destruction. But this time, he was sure it would work great.
Will it now? I don't think it will.
It's beautiful here, thought Renato. It was nice to be back with his old war buddy. All right, Lapino was a traitor. But still, it was good company.
Give the Sky Ripper a core. Cause I think like in the first truth, I believe I found out that Lapino's actually a traitor because he ended up killing me. So I was like, oh.
If only he had some way to break the ice. Or convince it he was a friend.
Oh, friend. So yes, that was interesting. Shank. Gems. Level 2 treasure hunter, which I don't want because there's no real reason for me to have that. I figured as much.
Everybody knew you shouldn't trust a raven further than you could throw her.
Hey,
Vertical drop count.
achievement. I mean, I am kind of like playing this offline at the moment just because I really can't be asked to plug in my Ethernet cable. But, hey ho. Yeah. Health. Hey, there we go. Attack speed, level DOS.
Fresh meat.
Come on, man. Didn't even get a warning. Oh my god, can you just die, please? Thank you. Go. Be one with the clouds. Ugh. Damn it. Yeah, I'm just gonna break these crystals, because that's gonna be good.
He was practically sure he'd find something useful in one of these things.
But I won't. Oh, tell a lie.
There was something sour in the air. Like the earth had ruptured over something that had been fermenting for a very long time.
was I gonna say?
You almost never saw wild gogglers together like this. The toads had to train them not to peck each other to death. So these had to be Imperial gogglers. That meant ravens were up ahead.
Shit.
Well, the eyes have had it.
Fucking hell. Thanks, game. God, all I was just trying to do was just hook onto an eye.
Renato felt wrong all over. He could feel an almost palpable sickness in the air. And if the land could have tumors, they would look like these monstrous crystals. The forest was quieter than it had been. There were insects, but few birds, if you didn't count the ravens. Renato smelled sick animals and dying ones, but no healthy ones. And getting a bad feeling about this, Renato thought. Maybe Lapina was right. Maybe they should have kidnapped Zenobia instead of coming here.
What are you chatting about? No pun intended. No, don't go that way just yet. 'Cause I saw a little hook, a hooky hook. So I want to go
He
exploring.
once met a pirate captain. He used hooks to get around his ship. What was his name again?
Here we are. Perfecto. And even more gems. God. Literally, I'm just earning gem after gem after gem, which is why I have a perfect name for this. Shank.
The thing about puzzles was, once you solved one, you knew how to solve it again. Puzzles had no, what was the word? Replayability? Renato wondered if you could design a puzzle that would be different every time you played with it.
No.
Wouldn't that be fun?
No, it wouldn't. It's just like, what is it, Left 4 Dead, with the, what is it, with like, what? Like randomizer, basically. So it's like every time you played it, it would be something completely different. But then it's like where the witches were, you'd always know where like a set of witches are. Ah. Oh. Sake.
Well, now you're foxed.
Nice. Hello,
As he
Skywalker.
held the radiant icosahedron, Renato felt queasy, like dozens of tiny worms were nibbling his insides.
It wasn't healthy to be so close to the eye of a god.
How could he use it?
He could take it to the observatory. The scientists there could tell him how to harness its ancient power. But honestly, Renato ached to get away from it.
He brought the core back with him to the Farfarer. But honestly, Renato ached to be rid of it.
Tell you what, said Lapino. I'll take it to the observatory. You attack the Imperial outpost. The Imperial outpost was a vital communications node. Taking it could shatter the Empire's ability to coordinate. And it would be full of secret plans and maps and maybe even rebel prisoners. It was a good target for a hero like Renato.
But what if Lapino lost the core to the Empire? That could be a good thing, couldn't it? Was Renato ready to take that risk?
Maybe it was better if he brought the core to the scientists himself. Lapino
Yeah,
was
why
a
not?
touchy rabbit. Renato knew that.
You're brave, I know.
Renato said. But this is what I was hired to do.
Oh, but at least let me run ahead and warn them you're coming.
Renato wondered if Lapino was up to no good. What if the rabbit warned the Empire instead? Oh, but Lapino wouldn't betray him like that. Not again. Before it'd been a fluke, right? They finished the trip to the Nexus in silence. He would offer Lapino a chance to betray him, or not to. His old friend deserved another chance to prove true.
All right, Renato said. Go.
Bad move. Literally. Bad move.
As Renato watched Lapino vanish on the horizon, he could feel nausea building in him. He felt ill. Could his knees really be aching this much? But how could he have handed the core off to Lapino? That was a recipe for disaster.
So, what I will probably do...
Sometimes, Renato really hated inanimate objects.
is I'll probably just do this, and then I'll probably just... I don't know yet. Oops. Really? Well, I think I've just gone the right way, and I didn't mean to. Oh my god. Okay. I have died. Thanks, game. Oh my god. Oh, okay. So, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use a fucking hook on the shield, dude. Yeah, there we go. How did I not do damage? Come on, man. There we go. That took way too longer. Way too longer? Now.
Renato felt worse. All his joints were aching now. He'd been through beatings that felt better than this. So the core had a kind of poison that could harm you without even touching you. That's new. Well, it had power. The rebellion needed something with power. And how was this any worse than a sword wound? Well, a death by sword was sudden and fair. This was just squalid. A piecemeal death, like old age.
Brilliant. Oh, well.
The Imperial fleet was closing in on the rebels.
And what had Renato accomplished? He'd rescued Lupino, but ignored his plan. Now he was dying of the core's poison.
15%. Your hits cause shield grunts. It's not bad. I'd rather not. Oh my god. Wow. Okay. Cool. So I need like what, 158 more ores?
There was an inscription. No spitting.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh god. Oh my god. I'm gonna cry if I die on this bit. Especially when my mouse decides that, hey, it's like not gonna work. There we go. Oh my god. Oh. No. Ah.
What's for dinner, you thought? Hope it's not broccoli.
Oh, it is broccoli. Hey, look, I actually have some health. Oh, come on, man. Clicks. Fine. Well, that was enticing. No, it wasn't. Yippee! Some more ore! God. Wait, how come I only have 44 when I'm pretty sure that is what I had last time? Oh.
The observatory was a burning hulk. Dead scientists everywhere. Renato found the mad rabbit cowering under a desk. The ravens, they must have known we were coming, said Lupino. How did you... Well, see, I was doing a card trick with my lucky deck, and I kind of bobbled the cards, so I went under the desk to gather them up, and boom! I guess we'll have to take the car straight to the secret base. Renato wasn't sure he believed that, but Lupino was talking so fast. He always seemed to make sense. The secret rebel base. Yes. They had engineers there. But wait. Calaveras, the sage in the mountains. Maybe he would know what to do with the naked core.
Yeah, brilliant. Wow, okay, well, I definitely know that this is, you know. Well, this is definitely a different story, but it's nothing to do with fucking Zenobia.
The core was killing him. He needed help. The sage, Calaveras, had given him the maps to find the armature and the core. If anyone knew the true name of the Transcendent Emperor, if anyone knew how to assemble the Sky Ripper, Calaveras did. If anyone could heal Renato and render the core safe, at least to its bearer, surely it was he. The base of the mountain was the only safe place for a landing. He would have to continue on foot, muscles aching.
Calaveras was a scholar, not a doctor. Could he really save Reynardo from the poison radiating from the lost god's eye he was so recklessly carrying?
Once you try it, you're hooked.
Goodbye. 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 Oh god. Oh god. Sweet.
Oh, this was not a fun way to die. Even if he survived. No one would write ballads about the fox whose knees ached forever, would they? Not unless he paid for it. And he hated paying for publicity.
Did he now? Let's
We
go
needed
there.
some way to break the ice with this wall, so to speak.
Why is there two different ways? Come on, game. Come on. There we go. Where am I going? I have no idea. Dun, 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 dun.
Sweet. Ooh, sparkly, thought Reynardo.
Sweet. Even more ores. Because everyone sure loves ores. Battle. Told you. Nice. Yeah,
It was chilling walking through the living mountains. There was always noise up ahead. Insects, birds, the croak and flutter of ravens arranging ambushes. But close by, there was only the breeze and the trickle of melting snow. As if every living thing was holding its breath for his poisonous burden to move on.
Now I don't have anyone to talk to.
Alright, let's go. Damn it. Why did I go there when I could have? Fuck off. There we go. Ridiculous. Oh god, oh wow. Oh my god, okay. This thing is literally killing me and I
This
didn't
was
realize.
much easier than free climbing.
I wonder why like my health was just randomly depleting. Lovely stuff. What way? What way, Joffers? I don't know. So I'll just go this way. Especially as I'm currently on a time limit. which, you know, doesn't really help. Okay. Get out of my way. There we go. was a dice door to the left of me there, but oh well.
Renato wasn't sure he should have rescued Lapino. He could have had the Sky Ripper. Now all he had was the core, and it was killing him.
You know, I'm gonna grab that, I think, just because, why not? You know, that means I can go, Nyeong. Hello, Calaveras.
The core! Splendid! Croaked Calaveras. Where's the armature?
Right, I was kind of hoping you wouldn't need it.
No, I don't. It's just a professional interest. We've got much better prismatics than the old TE ever did.
So Calaveras was an arcane engineer. He fussed at the core all day. He wrapped it with silver chains, and in front of it, he placed a huge, round ruby, so that it looked like a monstrous, floating eye. Ah, so, what is it?
Yeah, I call it the Oculum. It's my very first death ray.
And it won't poison me?
Oh, no, it's completely safe now.
Anything I should watch out for?
Yeah, try to avoid pointing at any mirrors.
As he loaded the oculum onto the Farfarer, Bernardo was a little concerned about Calaveras. People who were utterly sure of themselves, he had found, were either experts or horribly wrong. Or both. But Bernardo only needed to fire the oculum once. He only needed to destroy one ship, the Emperor's ship, and the war was over. Bernardo plunged into the Imperial fleet. He felt the oculum humming. He no longer felt sick. This was going to be fun. Or at least, it was going to be over.
I don't think so. Oh, bloody hell, back here again.
Bernardo resisted the temptation to fire the oculum until the time came. He could sense its arcane energies yearning to escape the sage's wrappings. But it wasn't eating him alive. So that was a plus. He felt good about himself. He'd saved a friend, he'd helped the rebels, he'd relied on himself, but he'd listened to others. He felt like the right sort of hero. Wise, yet decisive. Calaveras had been so sure it would work. Maybe he could fire it just a few times. No harm in that, right? But only when he absolutely needed to.
Oh, there's an altar there. Didn't see that. Oh, hello. Massive
Renato
chest.
had been to a dungeon once where all the chests had teeth and eyes. It had been a short visit.
Ooh, hello. That was a bit of lag. Or frame drop, I don't know. Hello? No? Okay.
Ah, Renato's arm was getting tired. The core was no longer eating at him, but he still felt weak. His stamina was shot. But he had the oculum. When the ravens swarmed him, it would sometimes fire its death ray. It seemed to be warming up too, firing more and more often. Maybe he should let it cool off. He decided to stop using it entirely.
Didn't. Because I don't think that it's ever fired a single bloody...
The platform used a hybrid propulsion system fueled by anti-gravity and wishful thinking.
Ah, you... sod. Oh my god. Wow. That's close. Bloody hell. swear it's like the Ravens just get like harder and harder, like each true fighting cover. Oof.
He was sort of yanking his own chain, wasn't he?
Oh, sorry. I thought those boxes for me to smash. Apparently not. Oh. Right. Sorry about that. My memory decided to go high. I'm just gonna fill up. Basically, I killed a bunch of ravens, and then a cutscene started to play, and it was saying about the Oculum getting really, really hot, and that Renato is about to fire it onto the Emperor's ship.
Renato lined up his shot and fired. Caught in the beam, the ship burst into flames. The ravens and Zenobia exploded. The Emperor too exploded. Renato waited for the beam to stop, but it only got brighter, and the Oculum hotter. Frantic, Renato pulled the Oculum towards the abyss. The ruby burst into flames. The shiny metal casing glowed, then melted. That was good. Now the core could cool off, right? Renato ran. The blast incinerated him instantly, along with both fleets. The shockwave could be felt across all Erda. That winter, with neither Empire nor rebels to rule them, the islands slid into banditry. And so began the Second Age of Darkness. He should go back to some of the choices he'd faced before. Maybe there were new paths that had opened up, like those doors he was opening up all over the map that took him to new treasures and around his enemies. And he hadn't learned anything new this time. He'd done the same thing twice, yet expected a different outcome.
Fair enough. Joys. Right.
The book's pages fluttered to the beginning once again. Faster than before, and he fell. The clouds...
So, anyway, that was Stories Path of Destinies. Apologies for the really long episode. I literally have no idea why it was so long. But anyway, hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you lot next time. Bye.